Hello and welcome back to my walkthrough series of the Cicada Detroit ARG. Today we are covering Puzzle 41, the second to last in-person puzzle. Just like last time, first we're going to talk about Round 1, and then Round 2, and lastly we'll cover the all-online version of the puzzle that came out in late December. But before that, I have some new photos courtesy of April from Round 2's puzzles 38 through 40, so we're going to show those first since they didn't make it into the previous videos. Alright, so first up here we have April at the point of origin marker in front of Park in Campus Marshes Park from the start of Puzzle 38. Here we have April and Saturn in front of the big Christmas tree in the center of Campus Marshes. Here we have the cow code, and you'll see on the paper here it says, "Do not visit Mr. Wilson," but he has a message for you. This is the one I didn't have an actual photo of when we covered it in the Puzzle 38 video, so here you can see it. And here we have April and Saturn at the fence in Parker's Alley. With the lockbox open, you can see the QR code on the paper, and then here's the QR code again. Here we have April in front of the Masonic Temple, and one of the stickers in front of the temple as well. Alright, and now, without further ado, let's dive into Puzzle 41. As you recall, last time we left off, we had the Magic Eye puzzle, which said /sailboat, so we will now go to that URL. Alright, so arriving at /sailboat, we see we're on Puzzle 41.1. We have some very large text here that says 1904, 2005, and 2012. And 2005 is red. And beneath that, much smaller, make it a little bigger, a quote, "To be one of a kind is extraordinary," a /, and then what looks like a book cipher. The text at the top of the page is actually an image, and if you were to save it, you would see that it's called open, closed, reopened, .png. And these years actually correspond with the Belle Isle Aquarium. In 1904 is when it first opened, 2005 is when it closed, and in 2012 is when it reopened. So open, closed, reopened. So for the next part, we need to go to the Belle Isle Aquarium and look for this quote and try to apply this book cipher to wherever we find. Driving from the Masonic Temple to the Belle Isle Aquarium is a 5.8 mile drive, or the time that I'm recording this, a 22-minute drive. Alright, so now heading to the aquarium. At this point in the game, we'll just step back. I've been trying to keep Sounds updated on the progress we were making as we were going through the puzzles, since she couldn't be there. However, it's getting increasingly difficult to do the updates with how fast everything was moving. So at this point I started recording a bunch of audio messages. Anytime I was driving from one puzzle to the next, I was recording audio and sending it to her to keep her in the loop. And because I recorded those, I still have access to them. I can share them with you now, so you'll get to hear some play-by-play as I was going through the puzzles. So first up, this first clip is from when I was driving to the aquarium.
I'm heading to Belle Isle right now. Jack is also heading there. We got to the Masonic Temple together, and I recognize the dates immediately as the Belle Isle Aquarium. So heading there, I think it's a book cipher. There's gonna be a plaque somewhere, I'm pretty sure. And Max, Soldier, and Bro were hot on our tail, but I think I lost them on the freeway. But Jack and his girlfriend took a different route, but those three guys followed me instead. But I gave them the old slip like a bar of soap. And anyhow, I'm heading to the aquarium. I'll be there in like 7 minutes. I'll be at the island in 7 minutes. I gotta get to the aquarium, but yeah, going fast. Things are moving very quickly. Been trying to take pictures of stuff, but I keep forgetting things. Yeah, this is stressful. It's fun, but it's stressful.
Alright, so then here's an aerial view of Belle Isle. The aquarium is about here. Sorry. I was the first one on site at about 10:23. Inside, it looks like this. When I first got there, I did a lap around the interior looking for a plaque, looking for the words, "To be one of a kind is extraordinary." And on my first lap around, I did not find the plaque. So then I asked a staff member by the front of the building if they had any plaques in the building with that text on it. And this was pretty funny. So I'd asked this lady working there if they had any plaques with those words on it. And she didn't think there was. Then she went to ask another employee who also didn't recognize the words at all. And then she asked me why I thought they would be there, and I explained that I was doing this like scavenger hunt thing. And she looked so defeated when I mentioned that there was a scavenger hunt. She was like, "Oh, how many of you are there?" And I was like, 15 or so. Like 15 to 20 people should be coming through today, I thought. And she looked so upset. She just let out this like big sigh. I was like super disappointed to find out that, God forbid, some people walk through the aquarium that our taxes paid for, right? But Anyhow, the staff were no help, and by this point, Soldier, Max, and Burrow had reached the aquarium as well. They also lapped around inside and didn't see it, and at that point, I recorded this next audio.
Soldier and friends caught up. I'm in the aquarium. I'm not finding a plaque or something. I asked the staff, and they had no idea. Jack and Rec are like trying to get into the park right now. They got to pay for a recreation passport for their license or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking for this plaque, but I'm not seeing it. There's a lot of words in this building.
And unknown to me, I believe either while I was recording that audio or shortly thereafter, Cake and Rec arrived at the aquarium. And here I have a message from Cake on Discord explaining her experience with the aquarium. She said that she was slow getting there due to the art fair that was happening. And then her and Rec were both inside the aquarium and she watched Rec walk right past it. She managed to get a picture of it. This picture I'll put on screen now. And then they went back out the entrance and worked on the book cipher on top of a garbage can. In the entirety of that time, I never saw either of them. I was still walking around in the aquarium looking for the plaque. Didn't see either one of them. They got in, found it, and got out very quickly. And then during round 1, I never actually saw the plaque. I saw a picture of it get posted in our group chat, the same picture that the Cake took, and I used that to work off of it. But the exact location of it is near the very back left. So you go all the way through the building and near the back left on the wall you'll find this plaque. Now stepping back for a moment, Omnichrome also mentioned getting stuck on the bridge due to the traffic for the Belle Isle Art Fair. And while stopped on the bridge, he saw Wolf Mono running on foot. He had evidently parked on the other side of the bridge. And then after they both solved the book cipher, giving him a ride back across the bridge to where he had parked. So now let's actually solve the book cipher. I've taken the text from the plaque, I put it here. We're skipping the quote in this case, starting right after the quote. We have our book cipher pasted here, and for this one, we want word number and character number, and we get that rat is drunk. Now, when I was actually solving this puzzle during the game, I did not use a website to do the decoder. I actually did it by hand on this visitor map from the Detroit Institute of Art, where I had been the day before doing some reconnaissance. And it's just something I had laying in my car. Now, we take that, use that as a slug on Cicada Detroit. You'll see that we are now on 41.2. And it says, skip down an alley in Detroit and check out the scene. And now at this point, I was not familiar with any locations that had to deal with drunk rats or skipping in an alley. So I asked ChatGPT, drunk rat location Detroit. This is my prompt. And I read up to the word skip. And I did not read it. Or I saw the word skip and didn't read anything else on the page. I just saw a skip and thought, skip down an alley? There's a place called a skip? Something about a drunk rat? That's where I'm going. I completely missed that the very next part mentions a place called the Belt, which leads into this next audio I recorded.
So it sounds like the others are heading to the Belt, and hopefully I got the right place. If not, well, that's going to be unfortunate, because I have no idea if where I'm going is near the Belt. I don't know where the Belt is. So fingers crossed the skip is the right place. So instead of skip down an alley, I'm really hoping I get there and I find an alleyway with a QR code or something in it. I did get to the aquarium first, but man, let's struggle bus finding the plaque. I mean, I don't even know where it is, I'll be honest. I went all around the aquarium inside. Cake found it somewhere. I didn't even see her. So I don't know where she found that. But either way, book cipher was pretty easy. So yeah, really hoping I got the right bar. Also, it's only been 2 hours. Like 9 o'clock was 2 hours ago. That doesn't feel right. I feel like I've been doing this for hours. Like this has been really fast paced. Like holy crap. We are just like burning through the puzzles. I am starting to think this is going to be solved today. And that is making me nervous, I will say. Having a lot of fun. But boy, am I getting nervous with how fast these puzzles are going. Like none of them are especially like complex, which I know is like to be expected because 48-hour period. But man, this is really intense. I just saw Jack on the road as I was driving by. He didn't notice me, but I'm about to park, and yeah, so Jack's already here. He's walking around on the road. I just saw him.
So those are the audios I recorded while driving to the skip from the Belle Isle Aquarium, which I forgot to mention. It's a 4.6 mile drive, or at the time of recording, 18 minutes. And then arriving at the skip, you can find QR codes hidden all over the place. QR codes like this one here. In the picture here, you'll see we have one on some kind of metal electrical box, I think. In the background, you can see in about the center of the photo, it says the skip, and there's the drunk rat logo / mascot. And then please excuse the fact that this photo was taken during round 2. You'll no doubt have noticed that everyone is bundled up. There's snowflake decor and Christmas lights. This photo happened to be way better than what I took during round 1. During round 1, all I captured was the QR code. No extra context in the photo. So this does a much better job of showing what you could see there with one of the QR codes in plain view. And based off of the timestamp on my photo, I scanned the QR code at 10:56 a.m., which, as you'll recall, is less than 2 hours from when the day kicked off. And then scanning the QR code takes you to cicadadetroit.com/the hazelnuts. And the page says, the next page is located at the 15th word in the description. And at this point, I recorded these next 2 audios.
Okay, I found it. Found the QR code in the alleyway. I was right. Okay, so 15th word in the description. I don't know what the description is, but I'm looking. There's a painting at the DA about gathering hazelnuts. I'm guessing that's it.
Specifically, this painting, called The Hazelnuts, or also The Nut Gatherers. And unfortunately, the description here is different from the one on the plaque next to the actual painting, so you can't just take the 15th word from this paragraph. And then before we jump off to the DIA, I have these 2 quotes from Cake and Rec about their experiences at the skip. Cake mentions that she got out of the car while her husband kept driving around the block so that she didn't need to park. Meanwhile, Rec did park up 2 floors in the parking garage, and he had to run up and down those ramps because evidently the stairwell doors were locked. And I believe he got to scan the QR code first and was yelling DIA at Mr. Cake, who was driving the car. Alright, and then driving from the skip to the DIA, it is a 2.3 mile drive, or about 8 minutes. When I got there, I parked in this parking lot here, somewhere about this spot. After parking, I remember sprinting up into the building, running past the security guard who recognized me because I'd been there the day before. I don't remember exactly what he said, but something like "you again" pointed at me, which I thought was funny. And then getting up to the front desk, I saw Cake, who was actively paying to get in. And because I was there the day before, I remember that the price was $20. Unless you're a Tri-County resident, then it was cheaper. I don't know exactly what it is then. But I ran up there, had my $20 bill ready, slapped it down on the table, rattled off my zip code, and then just ran inside, trying to go as fast as I possibly could. And then I also have Cake's perspective on this event. So she was trying to find her ID to prove that she was a Tri-County resident. And while that was happening is when I ran in. And then the lady at the desk eventually let her go through without showing her ID when she told her that she only needed to be in there for 5 minutes. And then I think it was just after I got inside that I passed Rec. He was leaving. I think it was inside, or maybe I passed him outside the building. I can't remember, it's been a few months. But Rec had already been to the painting. And then I ran up the stairs, and he was on the 2nd floor. And then I passed Jack, who had also just been to the painting. And then I couldn't remember where the painting actually was. And I did a couple laps around the upstairs looking for it before I finally got to it. When you get there, you'll see the painting. It looks like this. And then to the side of it, we have this plaque here. And you'll see that the 15th word in the description is bodices. And going to /bodices will take you to puzzle 42. So we're going to save that for the next video. Alright, now we get to talk about round 2. There's no puzzle differences at all with round 2. But I can tell you a little bit about the experience of the round 2 players. And I actually have some photos this time. So first up, we have this photo, and here you can see a number of the round 2 players at the aquarium on Belle Isle. And then I have some quotes here. Buckle mentions that most people in the group had solved the riddle to go to the aquarium and decided to all go there together. However, he notes that instead of solving the puzzle, he wanted to actually look at all the fish first. April mentions having a similar interest in looking at all the critters, and that's where these videos here are from, courtesy of April. April apparently had much better results with the staff, as they recognized the quote and pointed her in the right direction. Satter evidently was in the bathroom at the time of the find, and Buckle also notes that by the time he started looking to find the puzzle, a few people in the group had already found the plaque and were working on the cipher. Now as for 41 part 2, no one shared anything with me, and I didn't see anything in the chats. I don't have any photos from round 2 of the players going to the skip, so instead here's a few other photos I took earlier that day. And then after finding the QR code at the skip, the majority of the round 2 players decided to break for lunch. And while they were eating, one of them, I'm not sure who at this point, but someone found a picture of the plaque next to the hazelnut painting. So they managed to skip going to the DA entirely. I'm not sure if anyone from round 2 actually went there. And with that, we finished our round 2 coverage of Puzzle 41. So now we'll talk about the online version. Alright, and now for the all online version. Puzzle 41 and Puzzle 42 were both made available on December 29th. Starting out, page looks the same, 1904, 2005, 2012, same book cipher. And then first it asks you to enter the location. And we will type in Bell space Isle space Aquarium. Then the page will update. It says, once arriving at the Belle Isle Aquarium, players searched and found the below plaque. Here we have the plaque. Once again, you would do the book cipher, exactly the same as before. And then I'll give you that rat is drunk with a Q. Going to that URL, takes us to 41.2. Here it says, skip down an alley in Detroit and check out the scene. Enter the location. Alright, for this, you're not going to enter the skip. It's actually the belt that's relevant, the location where the skip is. So we'll type in belt, enter. Page updates. It says once players visited the belt alley, they found QR code stickers like the one below. I think this is my photo. I could be mistaken. Pretty sure this is the one I took. Anyhow, QR code is here. You can go ahead and scan this with your phone. If you saw the previous video, or was it the one before that? One of the in-person puzzles, I tried working through the QR code for one of the pictures, and my computer did not want to scan it at all. But at any rate, it's there. If all else fails, recreate it as a pixel grid of white and black squares. Anyhow, scan the QR code. It'll take you to the hazelnuts, which looks like this. This part's the same. And then the addition of this one can be solved without being at the location. So for this, you get to scour the web and look for a picture of the plaque. Okay, it took me a minute. I'm on Google Images, Detroit Institute, 1882 Nut Gatherers Painting, Detroit. Yeah. Lovely string of words. I found this picture, which I wasn't sure if the plaque was the same or not on that. Click on that one. And that took me here, where we have the plaque. We can see bodices. So, there. You can find it in Google. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but there it is. Alright, and that does it for the online version. So we've now covered round 1, round 2, and the online versions of Puzzle 41. If I've missed anything or made a mistake at any point in this video or previous videos, this is your last call to tell me, because we have one more video to go, Puzzle 42, the final video. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one.